The political fight over security clearances and overseas interests reignited on the campaign trail today. It began with Pierre Poilievre on the defensive following a Globe and Mail report citing an unnamed CSIS source saying agents of India allegedly interfered in Poilievre's victorious 2022 Conservative leadership campaign. Poilievre responded, calling the report an attack from the Liberals and that he won the party leadership fair and square. Jason Gaidola joins us live in studio with the latest tonight. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Manisa. According to the Globe's report, its CSIS source says it could not brief Poilievre about its intelligence, but at the same time saying that he did not have security clearance. But they also said that they did not have evidence to suggest that Poilievre or his team were aware of the alleged interference.
Let's be honest, I won the leadership fair and square. Even my political competitors, like Mr. Patrick Brown, have publicly testified under oath that that was the case.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says his win in the 2022 Tory leadership race was legit and dismissed the latest report about the alleged foreign meddling in that campaign. Today, the Globe and Mail cited a sole unnamed CSIS source, alleging that agents from India participated in fundraising and rallying voters prior to Poilievre winning the race, gaining 68% of the ballots.
Let's quote from that Globe and Mail article. I'm going to quote here. CSIS also did not have evidence that Mr. Poilievre or members of his inner circle were aware of these alleged actions.
Poilievre pointed to CSIS testimony during the Hogue Commission, saying it didn't believe the 2022 candidates were aware of any wrongdoing. However, the Globe also reported that intelligence officers did not share the allegations with the Tory leader because he did not have his security clearance.
What I will not do is because I was a cabinet minister, so I've already been cleared. What I will not do is commit to the oath of secrecy that the Liberals want to impose on me. They don't want me to be able to speak about these matters.
The clearance in question is under the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians, an agency formed in 2017, overseen by then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Poilievre then threw the recent allegations back on the Liberals, calling it an attack from his opponents. During his campaign stop today, Liberal leader Mark Carney called Poilievre's reluctancy baffling.
At this point in our history, when we face the greatest threats that we've faced in generations, in most of our lifetimes, he has to answer for that. And he particularly has to answer for that, given the reporting that I understand you and your colleagues did today, and the lack of integrity in the Conservative leadership race.
Some of this information also was strongly, suggested, if not came out clearly in the Hogue Commission. So all those are big questions, I think, as to why, again, I think the story is accurate. The timing is concerning.
Investigative journalist and author Sam Cooper says he's extensively reported on his CSIS sources warning of foreign interference, including allegations warning Trudeau that China was meddling in the 2019 election and other areas of Canadian politics.
It's also true that Pierre Poilievre won fair and square. A candidate that was supported by China was rejected by the party. I think there's still more details to come out around that. And I would add that the people that interfered for China, I believe, also would have been interfering for other leaders in another province and also for Liberals.
Back in January, Justice Marie-Josée Hogue released her final report on foreign interference, stating that there were no traitors in Parliament, but concluded that there are potential threats of foreign meddling and presented recommendations to curb it.
It impacts all parties. All leaders are targeted. And at the end of the day, I think what's important here is that we don't have improved impediments to foreign interference in place in our parliament, and we're going into one of the most, if not most important elections in many of our experience. So I do think that's the bigger picture and the real issue here.
The Hogue Commission did admit that obtaining security clearance would limit what can be said on the Hill, but still recommended that all party leaders obtain that clearance.